Welcome back to Terra's Treasures. This is a Tumblr video. When I picked up rock hounding during COVID, my partner and I weren't actually sure if it was going to stick or not. And so the first year I asked for a rock tumbler, he purchased me the quintessential beginner set, which is the National Geographic tumbler. That one worked pretty well for a while, but it's actually throwing errors now, which is a bit of a bummer. This past year for my birthday, I asked for the Harbor Freight dual barrel tumbler, which you saw at the beginning of the video. Here you're seeing me separating out my rocks into what I want to tumble versus what I want to hold out for one reason or another. Either that they're not worth tumbling, or they might be druzy or something else that really shouldn't be tumbled. Once that was done, it was time to open up the package and see what we were dealing with. Here you see me checking the instructions, adding grit and water, and closing up the barrels for the first stage of tumbling. I purchased these rocks while urban hunting, and I thought they were pretty cool, but they didn't really need to go through stage 1 since they're already sea tumbled, so I just added them into stage 2 here. The barrels are ready to go into stage 2 and get their new grit, and then some of the rocks had to go through stage 1 a second time. Here are all of the rocks coming out of stage 2. You can see that when you're swapping out tumbler loads, the water is quite filthy. Here we are seeing a time lapse of all the rocks coming out of their final cycle in the tumbler. So this is my very first full tumbler load. The rocks are completely done now, and they are a little bit wet, some of them, but actually these are all dry. Those are all completely dry. So it kind of gives you a feel for how they came out. I want to show you some of my favorite ones. This one, this is dry. Oops, I dropped it. This is all dry. This one has a really cool little eye in it. Let's see if I can get the camera, show you that. A really neat little eye there. That's a favorite. And then I really like these ones that are just like little drops of chalcedony. I am so enamored with those, and you can see there's there and there and there. This one's pretty neat. It's got some good banding. There's a lot of little pieces like that that have really good banding. I am beyond ecstatic about this. So all of the carnelian types, like this one, I don't know where this one came from actually. I think that one might have come from Central Oregon. But this big one right here, this one, that one, that one, that one, all came from a jar that I found at the thrift store. So those are the only ones that are not self-collected. And then this is that one that this one, I know there's another piece here somewhere. Oh, the big piece. So these both came off of, these are offcuts off of that humongous piece that I think might be stromatolites, which if it is stromatolites, that's really exciting because those are billion with a B years old. They're the oldest fossil on Earth, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I know they're very, very old. at the very least. So those are really exciting. And I have big pieces of that, but those were just some little sections that I had that kind of flopped off when I was making my cuts on the big piece. So I figured I would just tumble them. Man, I really like these ones that are clear like that. Here, let's see if I can get a handful of them and show you. Oh, that one's cool too. It's kind of milky, almost like opal-y. This one's neat. This is a, that's a smoky chalcedony, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's quartz. I think it's chalcedony. But man, that's nifty. I am thrilled. I am so incredibly stoked. This is so much fun. It's a lot of work. It takes like a long, oh, that's that. So I was trying to find these little pieces. And these are all mostly dry. I can feel with my hand as I'm touching them. These are actually mostly dry. I'm kind of drying them off in my hand as well as I go. So you can really see the actual shine that they took. Okay, so here's a little handful of these really sweet. I just love, I don't know, there's something about that like the translucent, but like, I don't know, they're kind of like magical. They're like little magic drops. Oh my goodness, so excited. I'm so excited. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with all of these rocks, but whatever. At least it's better than them sitting there with a bunch of gunk on them. And then I've got a couple of these pieces that are just kind of, they're almost like opal-y, right? They've got like that kind of, that opal type quality to them. But one of the things that I think I might do is kind of go through and pull out the ones that I definitely want to keep. Like this is definitely a keeper. This one's pretty neat too. I don't think I showed you that one yet. This is, I think that's opal. I think it's kind of like a blue-gray opal. Common opal, of course, doesn't have any flash. This is definitely a keeper. Look at that. Oof, look at that banding. This one's still pretty wet. And I think I am going to run them through one last burnishing step because I didn't pull off all of the little character of the rocks. And so a lot of ones, especially the ones that have the little holes, seem to have a lot of that last grit, the last polish kind of stuck in them. So I am going to burnish these one last time, I think. I need to run my other barrel. I need to burnish it for an hour or two anyway. So there's no reason not to do that. And I think that will just kind of like put the icing on the cake. And then, oh, look at that fun, look at that little teeny tiny one right there. So cool. And then this is actually a piece of mahogany obsidian. There we go. And it does have some flash to it. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see the flash there. I went ahead and put these in with the other pieces just because they were like, that's this, and this are all obsidian as well. And I just threw them in because why not, basically. Oh, that one's fun too. Look at that one. Look at the banding on that one. Isn't that fun? It just looks kind of ethereal, maybe. I don't know. Oh, forgot about this one. This one is really cool. I like this one a lot. I think that's opal, but it's got that kind of green. And then there's a core of quartz there and some banding. I just think that one's a really fun one too. That's a keeper for sure. Oh, I think I distracted myself earlier, but what I was saying was, I think what I'm going to do is, I've had 2 or 3 experiences now where people have said like, oh yeah, I've picked up rock hunting as my COVID hobby. People are like, oh yeah, I like rocks too. And so I think what I'm going to do is create like little bags of rocks, and put some tumbled ones in and put some druzy in, some crystals. And then, then when that happens, I can just kind of run out to the car and give them a little fun bag of rocks. So, oh, I forgot about this one. This one's so cool. It's got the eyes and some banding too, obviously. There's some quartz there. Look at all those eyes though. Oh, that's fun. So, yay for me. Yay for Christmas present. Actually, this was birthday present for the tumbler. And yeah, I'm thrilled. I could not be happier. That's another piece of that. Could be stromatolite. Don't know for sure. Some of these carnelians that I found urban hunting too are really cool. I mean, the banding on that is just ridiculous. So cool. Oh, this one's really fun. I forgot about this one. Okay, I have to show you this one. I feel like I could just stand here and look at them for ages, but you can kind of see that banding. So neat. That was a seam, so there was like, it's very, very thin. It's literally like that thin, but man, that's a fun one. Oops, there we go. Yeah, that's a really cool one. I'm really happy with that one. It's funny too, because sometimes you think that they're going to come out really good and then they kind of disappoint you, and then vice versa too. Like sometimes the tumbler, it feels like the tumbler takes layers off and you see things that you missed or that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. This one is so cool. Look at that banding. Oh, I love it. I'm so happy. Nice. Okay, I'm going to stop because I feel like I could just do this for hours, but yay for tumbler! Here are the final loads from the tumbler. The tray closest to us is all the rocks I kept, and the tray in the background are all the tumbled rocks that I have since given away or have separated out to give away. I treasure my new tumbler and the shiny treasures that's giving me almost as much as I treasure you. If you want to be a gem, hit like on the video, share this with someone who you think might enjoy it, and consider subscribing to Terra's Treasures if you haven't already. Tell me in the comments below which treasure is your favorite. The barrels, blah. Here are all